Chapter 5: Beliefs and Thinking, Limiting Beliefs, and How to Break Free from Them. I still remember the first time I caught myself thinking, this isn't for me, I'm not good enough, I'll fail anyway. On the outside, I looked confident, driven. But deep inside lived an entire archipelago of hidden restrictions that I mistook for reality. A person can be physically free and yet live imprisoned, trapped inside their own mind. That prison has a name: limiting beliefs. And if we're serious about rebooting our lives, we must start by rebooting our belief system. Where do these mental blocks come from? The brain is wired for energy efficiency. If a thought once helped us avoid pain or survive discomfort, the brain stores it as a rule. They laughed at me as a child. Better stay quiet than sound stupid. I failed on my first try. I must not be cut out for this. Dad said I'd never make real money. Maybe he was right. These stories operate in the background, but they silently shape what we allow ourselves to dream, pursue, and believe is possible. How to identify your limiting beliefs? Ask yourself these three simple but powerful questions. 1. What dream have I kept postponing, and why? 2. In what area of life do I feel not enough? 3. What thoughts show up when I consider taking a risk or making a change? Limiting beliefs are like outdated software. They might be old, but they're still slowing down your system. It's time to upgrade. Rewriting the code, a new level of the game. Step 1. Realize it's just a belief, not a truth. Step 2. Challenge it. But what if this isn't true? Step 3. Build a new foundation. I can learn. I'm worth the effort. I already have proof of past wins. One thing that helped me daily was this simple self-check. Which thought brings me closer to the best version of myself today, and which one holds me back? It wasn't always easy, but radical honesty is the first step toward freedom. The paradox of reasonable limitations. They often sound like common sense. Be realistic, don't dream too big. Stability is everything. You can't do it without connections. All of that sounds smart, but here's the truth. Everything bold, everything revolutionary, first seems unrealistic. So what's unrealistic today might be your new reality tomorrow. My story, what really held me back. For years, I believed public speaking just wasn't for me. In school, I was teased. In university, I faced a few humiliations. So I told myself, not my thing. But one day I realized I wasn't afraid of the stage. I was afraid of judgment. My weakness wasn't lack of skill. It was fear of being seen and evaluated. And when I saw it clearly, I moved step by step. And now, I make a living doing what once felt like my weakest link. Rebooting beliefs equals rebooting reality. Your beliefs aren't just thoughts, they're filters, shaping how you see yourself, the world, and your future. Start upgrading them, and you'll discover the world is far bigger, kinder, and more generous than the old maps ever showed you. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Developing a flexible mind. One day, I heard a phrase that literally changed the direction of my life. You are not who you were born to be. You are who you decide to become. It became the key to doors that had seemed locked for years. Before that, like most people, I lived with the belief that our abilities were fixed, some kind of built-in talent level you either had or didn't. Some people have a knack for languages. Others don't. Some are born entrepreneurs. Others are destined to work for them. Some have charisma. Others just don't. That's fixed mindset. And it's one of the most powerful mental traps that blocks growth. What is a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, or personality traits are static. If you can't do it, it means it's not for you. If you fail, it was never meant to be. Signs of a fixed mindset. You avoid challenges. You view mistakes as failure, not learning. You fear criticism. You're afraid to look not enough. Others' success makes you feel insecure, not inspired. Now meet the growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can learn, evolve, and adapt. That intelligence is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. That mistakes are steps, not setbacks. Signs of a growth mindset. You seek challenges, even when they scare you. Every failure is feedback, not a final judgment. You focus on building skills, not proving talent. Others' success becomes fuel, not frustration. You deeply believe your best self is still ahead of you. My shift from fixed to growth. Honestly, I used to hate the phrase, you can achieve anything if you want it badly enough. It annoyed me, felt like wishful thinking. But over time, I realized it's not about wanting, It's about the mindset you bring to life, about allowing yourself to be a student, to fall, rise, learn, and evolve, to test your edges instead of hiding behind, "This is just who I am." Everything began to change when I learned to say, "Not yet, but I can." I stopped writing myself off in areas where I'd once felt like a failure. Instead, I walked straight into the fear, and that's where I found breakthroughs. A flexible mind was a rebooted life. Fixed mindset is like an old hard drive full of outdated limits. Growth mindset is like a cloud system, expanding and updating every day. A flexible mind means you're willing to learn from anyone. You don't define yourself by losses. You're not afraid to look like a beginner. You don't compete. You evolve. Daily practice. Shift the way you think. Instead of, "I can't do this," say, "I haven't learned it yet, but I can." Instead of, "I failed," say, "I gained experience." Instead of, "This is just who I am," say, "I'm becoming who I want to be." Every day I ask myself, did I act today with a growth mindset or a fear-based one? That question is a mirror. It doesn't judge, it illuminates, and it helps me remain a student even when I think I already know it all. Readiness for a new way of thinking. Unlocking your potential isn't a one-time act, it's a journey, and a growth mindset is your compass for that journey. It's not about becoming a genius, it's about giving yourself permission to grow. Reframing beliefs, changing the way you see yourself and the world. Sometimes the transformation you need isn't about changing who you are, it's about changing the way you see yourself. Because here's the truth, we don't live in objective reality, we live inside our interpretation of reality. An interpretation is shaped by one thing, our beliefs. What we see isn't the world as it is, it's the world as we believe it to be. And the beautiful news? Beliefs can be reprogrammed. What are beliefs? Beliefs are subconscious rules we live by. They're the mental autopilots that guide our thoughts, reactions, and decisions. We don't always notice them, but they quietly build the architecture of our inner world. Some of these beliefs might sound like, "I have to be perfect to be loved. I'm not smart enough to achieve that. Life is a constant struggle. If you stand out, you'll get punished." These aren't facts. They're filters, filters that color how we interpret our past, present, and future. My experience, when my world changed because my lens did. I'll never forget the moment I realized that my perspective mattered more than the situation itself. At the time, I had lost everything: my business, support system, self-confidence. It felt like the world had collapsed, but then a friend asked me, "What if this isn't the end? What if it's your turning point?" That question didn't change the facts, but it changed my frame, and that changed everything. Beliefs are programs, and you can rewrite them. Imagine your mind as an operating system. Beliefs are the programs running in the background, either boosting your performance or slowing you down. Old belief, "I'm not worthy of love." New perspective, "I can be imperfect and still worthy of love." Old belief, "I always screw things up." New perspective, "I make mistakes, but I grow from them." These aren't empty affirmations, they're new lenses. And sometimes changing just one sentence in your head can help you breathe again. 3 steps to reframe a limiting belief. 1. Identify the belief. Pause and ask, why do I believe this? Is it truly mine? Or did someone else plant it in me? What past events shaped it? 2. Challenge it. What if this belief isn't true? What if another perspective exists? 3. Create a new empowering belief. Write a new phrase that empowers you. Return to it when doubts creep in. Train it like a muscle, living with an open lens. Reframing beliefs isn't a one-time event. It's like regularly cleaning the lenses through which you see the world. Every day I ask myself, what belief is shaping my actions right now? And is it helping me grow? If the answer is no, I give myself permission to rewrite it. That's my right, and that's my choice.